Hello and welcome to On Point. I'm Greg Donnell. Today we're going to be talking about the economy and illegal immigration, two big buzzwords in this fall's election. But how do these two intersect? Here to discuss undocumented workers and how they affect the economy in Southern California, we have Frank Negrete, a Center for Contract Compliance investigator, and Victor Griego, president of Diverse Strategies for Organizing. All right, gentlemen, let's jump right in. Mr. Negrete, the first question is for you. What is your definition of an illegal alien?
Well, I think they've overused, and they want to use the word alien. Obviously, somebody who's here, I prefer to say undocumented, but somebody who's here without papers.
Is there a negative stigma inherent in the term illegal alien?
Yes, and they specifically say the word alien as in they were from outer space or something. They're not, they're from next door.
Okay. Mr. Griego, what is an undocumented worker?
Well, let me just add another point to what Frank says. The folks who are against immigration or undocumented or illegal immigration use the term illegal as well, not just alien, but illegal to make a point that they're breaking the law, right? So they use the term illegal. So immediately that creates an atmosphere of us, law-abiding people versus those who are not. So that, I just wanted to clarify that. What's the question?
Okay. What is an undocumented worker then?
Well, as Frank mentioned, someone who doesn't have immigration documentation. So if they're not coming over with a visa, if they're not coming over with a work permit, if they're not coming over, and there's various types of, visiting statuses in terms of immigration. So if they don't have any one of those, they're undocumented. And if they come and they're working, then they're considered undocumented worker.
Okay. Mr. Negrete, can you tell me about how many undocumented workers there are in Southern California?
I don't know the exact amount. Victor might know closer to the.
Well, there's estimate about 12 million in the United States. So you look at California, Southern California, you're talking close to maybe 2 to 3 million.
And what countries are they coming in from?
Well, primarily Mexico. 60% of all immigrants that are considered undocumented are probably from Mexico.
And of those people that are coming in, is there a greater tendency towards males coming over the borders or females?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Particularly if there's a family involved in the home country, then the mother tends to stay with children and the father, goes out and looks for work. I mean, it's almost like a hunter-gatherer concept, right? If there's no food and survival means in a particular area, you go somewhere else. And so that's what happens, not just from Mexico, but from other countries as well. And that's usually the unskilled worker. I mean, you have to understand, we also have an influx of immigrant workers at the highly skilled. So you have a lot of scientists and engineers who have come in from China, from India, and other countries where the United States has a shortage of those kind of workers. So the United States attracts immigrants because we have an economy that demands workers. So whether it's unskilled workers or skilled workers, the United States has a strong economy that demands those type of workers. So it's not like people which come here just to come, they come to fill a vacuum that's not being done by our own workers.
And if I can add to that as well, is that this isn't anything that's just unique to the United States. We see it in Europe, you see it in Africa. So it's not anything that, even in the Arab countries, Middle Eastern countries, so it's not anything unique just to the United States.
Okay. And Frank, you work for the CCC. Can you explain a little bit about the organization?
Well, basically what we do is we work for the industry. So basically what we do is we want to keep a level playing field. So all those contractors that are either signatory or compliant, in other words, they follow the laws, they pay the right wages, we want to make sure that they stay competitive as opposed to contractors that are non-compliant and aren't paying the right wages. And basically you're cheating the workers, but they're also cheating the system.
Okay, now how do you work in conjunction with the government? Because you're not a government branch yourself.
No, we're not. We basically go out and find the workers, prepare the cases, and then hand them off to the appropriate awarding agent or the appropriate enforcement agency in order to make sure that they follow up on it. And we basically want to make sure that the contractor gets hit so that they learn their lesson and they don't do it again.
Victor, have there been more or less undocumented workers entering the economy since the beginning of the recession?
No, less, much less. I mean, once again, the purpose to come to the United States, or as Frank mentioned, any type of immigration into a country, emigration out of a country, is based on economics. People don't leave their home country as a practice, as a normal practice. They do it because of economic reasons. And this country has, in the last 2 years, have seen, we've been in a recession. We've seen a downswing in immigrants. So it's a direct correlation to the economy.
Okay, and I don't know if you know this, but if they're not coming into this country, do you know what other countries they're going to find work?
Well, that's a very good question. I would think, first of all, it might be going to China, they might be going to India, they might be going elsewhere. However, those countries that I just mentioned have tremendous populations, and they probably don't need any immigrants. I mean, I'm sure China has enough low-wage workers to fulfill their need in manufacturing and service industries.
Do undocumented workers influence the economy, and how?
Absolutely. In a thriving economy, a low-wage, unskilled worker is going to provide that type of work or that type of production. And the economy, if we're going to have restaurants that are competitive, the workforce there is probably at the lower wage, and so the prices will be lower wage. You're going to see car washes, you're going to see gardeners, you're going to see nannies, you're going to see all that. You talk to people now and you hear them say, well, I don't go to the car wash as often, I mow my own lawn. And so when the economy is strong, the service industries are much stronger, and people enjoy, quote, higher quality of life. And those people are the ones who are on the paying end.
Frank, why is it important that these undocumented workers are being paid equal wages?
Well, in our industry, in construction, it's again, it's to keep a level playing field so that the contractors that are signatory contractors, for example, that are union contractors, that have to pay the wages because they have the union, they're working in conjunction with the union, they don't have the work taken away from contractors that are not paying the right wages. And if they're not paying the right wages and they're cheating the workers, it's typically, and the work we do, and we focus primarily on everything to do with public funds. So anything with public funds that's being built, we look at. If they're cheating the workers, they're also going to be, we have problems when they don't have workman's comp, they don't have the correct license, they don't have correct bonding, so on and so forth. So if you start cheating the workers, they're going to be cheating everywhere else, and then you don't get a good product for our tax money.
Can you tell me about some of the particular cases you've worked on?
We've had several cases. We've had cases where they know that the workers are undocumented. We've had cases where they threaten. We literally have had everything from going and picking up guys at Home Depot and working them for 3 weeks, and then taking them down to San Diego and dropping them off in order not to pay them, and then literally stop on the way back and pick up another handful of workers to come finish the job and not pay them. To having workers who basically are working off the vehicles. We've had cases where they work off the vehicles. In other words, I'm a contractor, you're a worker, I want you to go over here, you don't have the vehicle, well, I'm gonna sell you a vehicle, but you're gonna have to work for it. And so you pay me a little, and you pay me a little, and you pay me a little, but you're undocumented, so once you're done paying what I think it's worth, then I fire you, I take possession back of the vehicle, and then I sell it again. So there's just a whole variety of ways that contractors cheat the workers, especially undocumented workers.